Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. We're back once again, another weekend and another game for Leicester in the Premier League. This week, of course, we welcome Mikel Arteta's Arsenal to the King Power Stadium. And tonight, as always, we're here with the match preview, predicting lineups, to talk a bit about Arsenal. We'll briefly touch on Leicester's last game and everything about tomorrow's big game against Arsenal at the King Power, which is going to be a tough one. It's been a while since been a bit at home, obviously. It was a Tottenham game, but that feels a long time ago. So, yeah, back on home soil. I will be there, so there will be a matchday vlog. But, yeah, but farewell, boys and girls. Let's get into it. Just as we do, go and drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure to get involved in the chat, as I always say. Let me know your thoughts. We'll talk a bit about some random stuff later on as well, as we always seem to do. But, yeah, let's get into the chat. Quite a few guys in here already, which is lovely stuff. Jerry, as always, the man. Exactly that, and I'm missing that as well. I'm going to watch that after the stream. Are they 1-0 up? Rip. That's not good for us, is it? I think that means Wolves do go above us. But yeah, talking of that, talk Leicester City's in the chat as well. But yeah, talking of Wolves go 1-0. This is a huge game, absolutely massive game at both ends of the table. As we all know, Arsenal are top of the league. They got a massive win against Villa last weekend, which puts them 2 points clear. And for Leicester, despite our turnaround, you could say, against Villa, obviously, Man United was a bit of an interesting one, but you could say a slight turnaround, but we are still down there. Just like we've said, Wolves are currently winning, and that puts them above us. So, yeah, it's still a massive game, and hopefully we can get a result. But yeah, let's get straight into it then. As always, we're going to kick off by looking at some potential lineups for the game, and then we'll move into each team specifically. We'll talk about Arsenal first, but yeah. Overall, then, this is how we could look at formation-wise. This is a possible lineup predicted by SofaScore, so don't take it too seriously. But I think this Arsenal team is pretty much set in stone. So obviously, you've got Ramsdale with goal. You got the back four. It could be White or Tomiyasu at right back, but I believe White's a far better player than him. Obviously, you've got Jorginho as came in midfield. I believe there's still no Thomas Partey for Arsenal. Still no Jesus. Obviously, tore us apart in the 4-2 win for Arsenal. The second game of the season, I think it was, and obviously you guys got that front three off. And Nketiah's came in and done well, Martinelli and the danger man Bukayo Saka. So, yeah, we need to be obviously careful of that one. As we know, Arsenal are going to obviously cause Leicester some serious problems tomorrow. And if you're going to get a result, we need to be on our A game and have a fantastic performance because, we'll talk about Arsenal in a minute, but I do believe they have fallen off slightly. They have had a few interesting results, but I just think that win against Villa, especially the manner of the win, obviously getting those 2 late goals, is going to make it a difficult one for Leicester. Arsenal have had a full week's rest, just like Leicester, but as we know, a full week's rest can do a lot, and even Manchester United had about 4 days rest and they still beat us. So, yeah, tough game, but I have faith we'll get a good result, 100%. I'm good, Rennie, mate. Hope you done all right. Confusion with my picture on my account. I still support Leicester, but if I support #United as well, going to that. Are you on #United game? Jeez. That's like, easy, mate. There's levels. Fulham Wolves ain't fantastic already. Jeez, I haven't thought of this. 1-1 or 2-2. Just like I always say, I don't think it's going to be a low scoring game. I'll probably say like 2-2 or 3-2 to someone, or maybe 4-2 again, like the game earlier on, the 2 on Leicester. Jesus. 2 on Arsenal, yeah. I don't know. It's one of them, really. It really depends what Arsenal team turns up. Because just like I did touch on, we'll talk, yeah, let's go and talk about Arsenal right now. Because, before this game against Villa, they did have a few, unsettling results, you could say. So let me go up to here. This is obviously the Arsenal team which did start against Villa, so it's pretty the exact same team which started against, which was on the SofaScore prediction. But as we can see, Villa did cause some issues for Arsenal, and obviously we played Villa only a few weeks ago and obviously beat them 4-2. And obviously Villa, as you can see, both teams had 5 shots on target. Villa obviously with less possession, less passes, but Villa did cause Arsenal a lot of issues. Obviously, Arsenal did have 20 shots in total, which obviously tells you a story. But I believe Leicester can get at Arsenal tomorrow. And if Villa can at home, so can Leicester. So let's quickly go and have a look at Arsenal's recent fixtures from the previous games. As we talked about the Villa game, but the most important thing is these over here. Man City a loss, Everton a loss, Brentford a draw, and Man City a loss once again in the league. Now, there's no shame in losing to those teams at all. It was obviously going to happen, but I just think we have potentially caught Arsenal at a good time where we may be able to get a result from the game. But if you played Arsenal, I don't know, around this time, you would have been stuck really because they were on fantastic form. So yeah, I think now is the time. If you are ever going to get a result against Mikel Arteta's men, now is the time. But obviously we said the exact same thing last week against Manchester United that we got smashed 3-0. So yeah, it's one of them really. It's a difficult one to kind of predict it. I mean, Arsenal have been on pretty consistent form throughout the whole year, but just like I'm saying, this is the first time they've kind of fell off, and obviously they got that result against Villa, which does worry me because I think this may be the time where Arsenal hit back that form again, and they want to come to the King Power and put a statement in and pick up a massive win. So yeah. Take a draw. Yeah, 100%. A draw would be a fantastic result. And obviously, we talked about these 4 games: Villa, Tottenham, Man United, Arsenal. We are, of course, at the final game of that 4. 6 points on the board. I think I said it on Monday night. If you said 6 points, I probably would have taken that. But if we can get 7 points, a point against Arsenal tomorrow, that would be a fantastic result. 2-1 or 2-2. Yeah, you never know, really. Wouldn't count on the thing. Yeah, obviously we haven't talked about Arsenal a bit, but Leicester are going to want to respond as well. Obviously, the Manchester United game wasn't good. I don't think the 3-0 was a perfect representation of the game and the performance, but I don't think we deserve to win that game against Manchester United. It wasn't a fantastic performance, and Leicester are going to want to go back on home soil and put in a similar performance to the one against Tottenham. But obviously, Arsenal are not going to make it as easy as that. Tottenham obviously were awful, but we were fantastic. So I think it's one of them really. It really depends how Arsenal play because, if Arsenal play in their A game, I don't really think we can do much else. They'll probably rip us apart. And, if we lose 2-0 tomorrow and Arsenal are playing some fantastic football, you have to hold it. You have to say, fair enough, Arsenal, better team it was going to be. It's one of them really. You can't really do too much about it. But, if Arsenal are there for the taking, I do hope they go there and put in a good performance and, don't make any silly defensive errors because, Arsenal will be honest and we need to be careful. But, defensively, I still have trust. We just need to watch for the counter-attack, just like we saw against Manchester United. So, yeah. I hope we can turn around Manchester United game 100%, game of 2 halves. Yeah, it's one of them, really. At the end of the day, they've been top since first game, haven't they, against Crystal Palace away? And obviously they beat us 4-2. But that's the thing, that game against Arsenal, the 4-2 loss, we shouldn't have lost that because defensively they weren't great, and we just gifted. If you cast your minds back, we scored, and like 1 minute later we let them score. That happened twice in about 10 minutes, which was stupid. But you know what I mean? It's like I really don't want that to happen again. I want to, if Arsenal are there for the taking, we go and get a result. So we have to now. Again, for that show and Tete to score. We'll talk about the Leicester lineup now. Actually, then all right, here we go then. Leicester lineup for the game. Now it's going to be interesting, really, because I do think changes are needed. We're going to go back onto the sofa score. I think that is the place to go. So, yeah, focusing then on the Leicester team for the game. As we know from injury news, James Maddison is a doubt, which I'll discuss later in the press conference. Obviously, Justin Evans out, Ryan Bertrand can do one. But yeah, team news wise, then, what are we thinking in the chat? Let me know. Before the Man United game last week, I think most of us are quite same team as Tottenham, no changes, which was quite fair enough, I think. But I think after the Man United game, with a lot of players returning, I think we will see some changes tomorrow. So let me know in the chat. Who do you think will come in? Obviously, James Maddison's, I guess it's a 50-50 really. If he starts, I think he will be involved. Obviously, he's still nursing that knee injury, which has been around since about 4 years. So there's nothing new there. But I think back four-wise is pretty settled. I don't think the likes of Luke Thomas will come back in. Ricardo Pereira is getting closer, but I don't think he's going to be ready to start. Hasn't really he come on against Man United, did he? So I think the back four will be the same. And I don't think they were too bad against United, even though obviously we conceded 3. The midfield two, though, is what I'm interested in. Tielemans and Mendy is what they've gone with. And Dewsbury will win the cam, which is very interesting. So I don't know. Obviously, it's all dependent on James Maddison. But what would you guys do? Obviously, Smare came on against United for about 20 minutes, but obviously he wasn't good, really. We saw Tillemans come on as well. But obviously, recently we have been going with Pappy, Dewsbury, and Madison. So I don't know, boys. I really don't know. It's difficult. I think Tillemans will come back in, but it depends. It's if Madison's not fit enough to play, I think it probably will. It probably will be this. But you obviously got players like Wolf and Diddy as well in there. But I just think that midfield three is going to be the most changed area, and then the front three I don't think really will change. I think Barnes, Tete, Iheanacho will probably be it. But I wouldn't put it past Brendan for maybe putting Vardy in. To be fair, because I know obviously Iheanacho's been good, but didn't do much against United, and Brendan likes to swap it around quite a bit. So yeah, let us know in the chat, boys and girls. What are we saying? It's going to be an interesting team news tomorrow come 2 p.m. Need Tete to play well. Don't want the Villa game to be 100%. And I don't think Tete was good at all against Manchester United. I really don't. So yeah, he's going to be up against Zinchenko potentially, which is obviously going to be a very tough battle. Zinchenko is a very good player. I rate him highly, but he has shown that flair, and if he can link up and do some dangerous stuff at times and try and get past a man. But if you have the simple pass to make it. And I don't think he did that against United. I think at times he held on to the ball a bit too long and tried to do that. Same formation as last game. Yeah, I think so. I don't think we'll change it. To be fair, would Rodgers go with a 5 at the back though? If Evans was fit, maybe he would, but I don't know. I think a back 5 with Faz, Suter, and Amati is a bit dodgy. I can't lie, considering they haven't played alongside each other before. Yeah, 100%. Could tomorrow be the day where Jamie Vardy actually does something? You know what I mean? Imagine if Vardy starts and just goes back to a few years ago and bags a hat trick or something. Lovely stuff. But yeah, I think we can get our Arsenal, and that's the thing. I don't want Leicester to sit back tomorrow. I don't want us to play a 5 at the back or anything. It just invites pressures. Arsenal got some technical players in Odegaard, even like Jorginho, who's a decent player. Also got the pace of Saka, Martinelli, but I think Arsenal have got a slight mix, which is quite dangerous. They have got the attacking runners in behind them, Martinelli, Saka, and Ketia. But if you sit back, you've got those players like Odegaard who can pick anything out, and you've got that Zinchenko who can do the exact same as well. So it's tough. I think it's tough for Brendan to really get a plan, really, because Arsenal can hurt us in both ways, really, and it's going to be really key for Leicester to try to get the ball back as quick as possible and try and get rid of the counter, because if Arsenal hits on the counter, it's going to be tough because they have got lots of pace in behind. And our defence, it's not too slow, but it isn't too fast. If Daka goes, who are you going to find as a replacement? Don't know. The striking position is always it's always one of them, really. It's difficult to really replace any striker. You always see teams make lots of new signings up front, and not many of them really, and not too many work. So I don't know. I really don't know about that. We don't. I still think, I know if Daka does go, we definitely need another striker, because obviously Vardy's finished, and Iheanacho may want to go himself. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see on that front. But Vardy retired, then what happened? Yeah, it's exactly that. And 100% we need a new striker in the summer. But yeah, let's have a look at the press conference news from the press conference yesterday at Seagrave. A bit of injury news. Obviously, I've touched on it briefly around James Maddison. So yeah, Brendan Rodgers confirms he has no fresh injuries to worry about. But did say James Maddison is still nursing a knee injury and will be assessed ahead of the Arsenal game on Saturday. So there we go with Big J on 10. Rodgers did say he doesn't have a timescale on the return of Johnny Evans. We'll check on him tomorrow. He hasn't been with the group. We're hoping he will be next week. And Rodgers discusses the options available, and it's clear to see we have got lots of players available in each position now, which makes team selection difficult. But I think that's a good thing, because a few weeks ago that it was pretty much, it had to be the same team, because we had no alternatives already. So it's always a good thing to have a good thing. And as always, Brendan does like to ask the opposition. So on to Arsenal. Rodgers praised their season so far. You sense when he played them that they had signed the players to change the mentality. Obviously, Jesus and Zinchenko. You could see that there's a good feeling around the place. Mikel's done a fantastic job. they've had a great season so far. And obviously, obviously praising Arsenal is warranted, but you just need to praise every single team we play against, even if it's like, next week you'll probably go, oh, Southampton have been fantastic so far this year. You know what I mean? You always praise them every time, but yeah. Fair play to Arsenal. I don't really like him, but yeah. Is Yuri missing this game? I don't think so, no. I think he's fit for the game. I don't know if he'll start, but yeah, I don't know. And that's the key thing, really. I think it's just that midfield three. I really think it's just that midfield three, which is going to be the debate tomorrow come 2 p.m. Who is going to be in there? Could be completely changed, David Nugent. It could be completely changed. It could be Ndidi, could be Dennis Pratt. Don't know. Perez could come back. I don't know. He's at best, and he's got Man United in the Europa League. If Nacho got injured, then maybe Jonathan David. Yeah, I don't know if he'll come here really. I think David Nugent's a nice, reliable striker, isn't he? But I think the striking situations, it's one of them really. It's always going to be impossible to really replace Vardy. It's going to be the same as Mahrez. Really, I think we're going to bring in several strikers, but I don't think it's time to write Daka off just yet. I think we give him until the end of the season, but hopefully he can get some game time. And maybe Daka starts tomorrow in bags. I don't know. Hope it's Chase Madison, Disbrow, and Mendy. So the same as recent. Yeah, I think so. I just think against United, I think Disbrow went missing a bit. At home, Leicester, home advantage potentially on the front foot a bit more. You always see Disbrow who sets the press. You've seen that against Aston Villa, won the ball off Kamara and gives it Madison who scores. So I think with Disbrow, he has to be in there, especially at home, just to press Arsenal because just like I've been saying. You can't let Arsenal come onto us easily because they'll rip us apart. So, yeah, we need to be careful on that front. But I think Disbrow's got to be in there. Just a case of who plays in the holding role. Is it Mendy, Samare, or Ndidi? I don't know. Obviously, Wolf's back as well. Yeah, and obviously, I've got that game in the Cup on Tuesday against Blackburn, which for me is a big game as well because, it's the round of 16, round 5. I think it is anyway of the FA Cup, and there's not that many good teams left in it. And if Leicester can get past Blackburn, which we should do, I think Blackburn have been a bit inconsistent recently, but go there or go at home. It's at home, obviously, win, get into the quarterfinals, and then you never know. You're not far away. You're not far away from the semis and the final. Obviously the semis is at Wembley, which I really want to go. So out of form Blackburn too, 100%, and I think Brendan may have that slightly in the back of his mind, but realistically, the team which will play against Blackburn should be more than capable of winning. It'll probably be like Iverson, Ricardo Pereira may start that game. Probably have the lots of Amati, maybe Evans if he's fit enough. Probably Thomas at left back, but then you've got the options of Didi, Samare. You've got Dennis Pratt in there as well. So lots of options. Honestly, I'll take relegation but win the FA Cup. I don't know about that. I don't know. If Leicester if we didn't win the FA Cup a few years ago, I'd probably say yeah. But now that we have won it, I don't know. I don't think I'll take relegation. Look, we won't get relegated, but yeah, I guess so. It would be a slight positive, wouldn't it? But it would be a bit. I don't know. To be fair, I just want us to go to Wembley. Really, I don't really care. As long as we get to the semi-final, I don't care if we lose. To be fair, but. Oh, obviously I will, but I just want to go to Wembley because that's the thing. We missed out on the chance to go to Wembley. About 30, it's about 35,000 usually, about 30k, something like that. I'm big Yannick, yeah. How could I forget about the GOAT? How could I forget about big Yannick Westergaard? But yeah, I think that Blackburn game is key, and then obviously we've got a massive game next Saturday against Southampton, which is huge, really, because who Southampton got? I'm not sure, but I think they're on the up a bit. They've obviously appointed that manager now who did well against Chelsea. So, there's a lot of teams who are slowly coming up the table when Leicester have to be careful because, well, you know what? Let's get the league table up quickly because it's so close down there. It's crazy, really, how close that Premier League table is. So here we go. As we can see, Fulham losing, obviously, as we know, to Wolves. Leeds away, that's big as well. Oh, yeah. Oh, is that who they've got? Yeah. So we go. Southampton obviously rock bottom, 18 points. Leicester on 24. A win tomorrow could take us trying to do some maths quickly, above Palace, which will be very nice. But yeah, we still got to watch out because, West Ham, who are in the relegation zone now, which is crazy. They're on 20, so they're only 4 points behind. Bournemouth, they've got Man City at home, which I don't think they'll win. Everton, they got Villa. So maybe a draw, Aston Villa, Everton. Because I think Villa could. I don't think they will, but they've lost 3 back to back, and I don't know. They just seem to be conceding quite a few goals right now. I believe Crystal Palace may get dragged down there as well because they haven't picked up a win in 5, drawing a lot. And as we know, Wolves are currently beating Fulham, and Wolves have picked up as well. So it's changing a lot. It really is. And if Leicester can just pick up a few more wins, and as we know, we have got some more winnable games coming up against Southampton, maybe Chelsea, Brentford's tough. You got Palace, Villa, Bournemouth, and I think these 3 games are key. Really, if we can get 6-7 points from them, I think we'll be okay. But yeah, if we're still around it, which we probably will be around here, it's going to be squeaky bum time. It really is because Newcastle away is going to be tough, and West Ham at home maybe a 6-pointer. So yeah, still in this relegation battle, boys and girls. It's not going to go away too quickly. Leeds away, then Grimsby at home in the cup. Cool. Turkey club offered in the summer. Is that about Vestergaard? Yeah. Excited for Southampton, very better win there. So yeah, I know. It's a long away there to go and lose that I'm going. But yeah. I don't know about Southampton. It's one of them really. A few weeks ago, I was really confident that would go there and probably batter them 4-5, maybe not 4-5, but get a solid 2-0, 3-0 win. But now that I got really bad feeling about Southampton there. I don't know why. I got an awful feeling about it, but yeah, I think that Southampton game is going to be pivotal. Really, I think that's going to be a big decisive point in Leicester's season because if we go there and lose, we're going to be deep in trouble. But if we go there, get a convincing 3-0 win, the whole mood will be changed. Let's say if Leicester pick up a point tomorrow and then beat Southampton, that'd be huge. I'd rather get a good 3. Yeah, I would take the Lemons, but 3-2 would be awful. But yeah, imagine. To be fair, 0-0 last minute, grab a goal, carnage. But yeah, don't know. Should be good away anyway. I think we've almost sold out. So if you're not going, go. Or if you haven't got a ticket, go and grab one before the. Oh yeah, have you guys seen the thing about the they're doing flipping ID checks at away games now? It's stupid, but yeah, be careful. That's all I say. It's a stupid decision by the club to do ID checks on away games because. Yeah, I'm not going to say what I'm going to say on that, but yeah, I'd rather have a great away day seeing like Madelims, although I want their goals to be fluky. Not yeah, true. It's also majority sold out. Yeah, we sell out most games already, but yeah, I think the club have been really weird on like tickets this year. Obviously, the home tickets increased significantly, which is a pain in the ass for me. What's the ID thing about? Pretty much. I think everyone's got the Southampton tickets already, but it says on the website some people won't get the Southampton tickets like posted to them, and they have to pick it up out at the Southampton ticket office and bring ID with every single person on the ticket, so the ID has to match with the ticket. And I know full well there's loads of people who use their mates tickets, and that's me included on some games. So fingers crossed that don't happen, but yeah. I don't know. It's one of them really. Obviously, if it's a Southampton game, I'm using my own name and stuff, so it's fine. But I think it's going to cause quite a few issues, and I don't really see the point about it really. No, it's not everyone. It's like I think they said I estimate like 50, 100 people or something. It's only a small portion, but. Yeah, I think if you got your Southampton tickets already, it's fine. I've got mine over there, so I'm fine. But I had an issue like that at West Ham away. Basically, one of my tickets ripped, and then my mate had to try and get it reprinted. It was a nightmare. So yeah, I got tickets on my account for me and my dad, but I had to use my granddad's account for my younger sisters to. Yeah, and it's exactly that really, and that's what I sometimes do as well. So it's a bit of a pain in it. We need to be ready for Chelsea. If I speak, I'm in big trouble. I don't. Yes, and obviously, I don't. I just really don't get it. It's just too much hassle in it on an away day. Just just let the people go in. They seem to make. I don't know what it. I don't know about you guys, but this football seems to be making it harder and harder and harder for just people to just get in and I don't know. It seems a mess really. I don't know why the club had really took that decision to do that. It seems pretty pointless, really. Does it really matter? You know what I mean? Like if you're using your mate's ticket, it's like, come on. I don't really get it really, and the whole home ticket thing as well. The mobile tickets just take forever. Before the mobile tickets got introduced, there's barely any queues ever outside the turnstile. Now every single game there's a queue. It's just not working, is it? And I don't know why they had to increase the home ticket price as well. It's a bloody nightmare for me. So yeah, fun times, boys, fun times. But next year in the championship, cheap tickets. I think that's the only good thing about it. But I just don't really know why the club. I know Saints don't do online tickets. No, no. To be fair, I think for away games, you want to have the paper ticket in hand. It's way better. I much prefer keep them down there. So it's lovely stuff. Lovely, lovely stuff. Yeah, boys, we've got about a few minutes left, so wrapping things up then. What are your boys? Just dropped from the roof. Yeah. What are your guys' score predictions for the game tomorrow? Let us know. Let us know in the chat. Arsenal at home. It's going to be, we've already said it's going to be a tough one, but it's going to be an interesting one. But you know what? I don't know. I said this again. I always say I've got a slight feeling, but this feeling never actually works. But I have a feeling that we may be able to get something tomorrow, so I'm going to go 2-2. But I don't know. 2-2, I think. Yeah, 2-2, 2-1. 2-1 there. Yeah. One question: are we getting resumed? I did hear some rumors about that. That's been a few rumors actually this week, but nothing too concrete. So I'm not going to discuss it too much. But yeah, I think we have been interested in him for a while. There was some talk about a swap deal with him and Dennis Pratt. Obviously, plays for Torino, I believe, and obviously Italy. So yeah, we'll see how that one progresses. But I think obviously Leicester are slowly going to start making plans for the summer. We're not too long away from the end of the season, about 3-4 months now. So plans do need to start being put in place, and hopefully we can pick out the right players for that big summer transfer window. I think most supporters just got to focus on staying up now, finishing as high as possible, trying to get some silverware, and we'll have to see about the likes of Madison contract situation as well. Where I have heard that Madison is not going to be signing it, but it's a bit of a Twitter ITK source. So I don't know about that one, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see, boys and girls. But yeah, that is where we're going to wrap up tonight's stream. Hope you have all enjoyed. If you have, make sure to go and drop a like. Match to vlog will be out tomorrow, about 7, half 7, 8 o'clock-ish, depending on how quickly I can edit it and upload it. Then obviously we'll maybe be live tomorrow night. If not, I'll be live on Sunday night as we break down the Arsenal game. And Monday night, we've got a preview for Blackburn. And Tuesday night will be a match reaction. I'm not going to the game on Tuesday. So, yeah, boys, lots of stuff on the way. We have got a midweek game for once as well next week, which should be good. Then we'll obviously have Southampton on next Saturday, where I'll be there as well, which is a stupid decision to go to Southampton away. What am I doing? But yeah, boys, thank you for coming in. Thank you for everyone for coming in. Jerry, Rene, the boys, as always, much appreciated, lads. And I'll see you, boys, tomorrow night for the match to vlog where Leicester are going to beat the Arsenal 2-1. All right, it's happening. Leicester are going to win tomorrow. Ian Masterclass, and Leicester are going to get Europe. So there you go, boys and girls. Thank you for coming in. Much appreciated, and I'll see you boys next time.